set my timer here about how to build an amazing deck online, and just a couple of key strategies about how to find the cards that you want and need in order to do these things. Alright, so first thing we're going to do, we got to get some money so that our online currency, in order to buy cards online here. So event tickets, this is like our online cash. We're going to go here. This usually says 1 or 0. You click them up, put as many as you want on there, and then you go to proceed to checkout. Follow the prompts. You can use a credit card or PayPal. PayPal you got to watch out for, though. Once you confirm PayPal, you might have to wait 30 or 40 seconds for the transaction to go through. So just be wary of that. But once you've purchased everything and it says that you're good to go, you're good to go. All right. Next thing we need to do is we need to come over to where it says collection. And what this is basically this is the entire collection that I have accumulated over a course of time. All my Magic cards from Scars of Mirrodin, M12, the whole every series of cards that I've collected is right through here. We're going to come down to the very bottom right. You want to make sure that right here on the top it says all cards online, any rarity, all versions, just so you can see your entire collection. We're going to go to this little scroll looking deal here. I have 3 event tickets. You'll start out where it says, if you've never done this before, it'll say for trade 0. You want to make them all for trade. Alright, once you've done that, these are up for grabs for bots who are going to help get you the cards that you need, and you can also use them for tournaments and everything else. So once we've got our tickets that are tradable, we've made our cash available to everybody else. We are going to go back to right down here at the bottom where it says deck editor. We're going to click on deck editor. Let's say we want to make a new deck. We're going to go to new, and what it'll do is it'll clear everything out. To put a card down here, you just go to your library. This is your library, all the cards that you have. You'll double click, which adds 1 card. You can right click, and say add 4 to deck, so you can add all 4 if you want to do that. You can right click again, and you've got add 1 to deck, add 4 to deck, add 10 to deck, which is usually good for your lands, and then you can also add stuff to your sideboard. Sideboard has to be exactly 15 cards, and for your main deck, I don't recommend any more than 60 cards, because you want to slim your deck up and play with the cards that are the best in the deck. So if you got a Koth in there and you want to play with Koth, well, I have more cards. It's just going to increase, the chance that you won't pull that card. All right, so let's say that we have, we got a bunch of cards in here. We've put a bunch of cards. We got our deck, and we've built our deck, and we've got 60 cards and sideboard or whatever. We're going to go ahead to save as, and this is very important. Make sure that this is always selected net deck. Not local deck, not this one. Net deck, it saves it online. You can play it from any computer anywhere in the world just by logging onto your account. So this is what you always want to do. Net deck. These are all my preconceived decks. I'm going to go ahead, give it a name. Let's go to test 10. I'm going to go to save. And if you don't have enough cards in your deck, or your sideboard's not right, it'll give you this warning. Just click OK. Or just completely disregard it. Just get it out of the way. And let's say that that's pretty much how you put a deck together. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to load, and this is a deck that I came up with yesterday night. I'm going to load it, and you're going to see this change. So I've got 60 cards in all. I've got 15 in my sideboard, and let's say with fog. Now, I've only got 3 fogs in my library, and I do need to pick up an additional fog. So, if you click on these, it's basically going to show you in your library how many more you have, as long as you have, my cards and whatever else. And being the fact, woo, that's the buzzer. That means I only have 2 minutes left with you guys, so I'll try to make this. Actually, we can go another 5 minutes. I want to get it all done. So make sure you have standard selected. I mean, you can make a standard deck, extended deck, classic, legacy, whatever format you want. If I choose standard, it's only going to show me standard legal cards, which is great. So I've clicked all these cards, put them all down here. I want to buy an additional fog. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go over to Chrome here, just leave Magic up, and I'm going to go to a site called www.mtgolibrary.com, and this is basically an online service that is totally free. You don't have to have an account, none of that nonsense. You type in the card that you're looking for, and what this is going to do is it's going to scour all the members on this site, which are bots, which are computer programs that these guys have organized their whole collection, and it's basically going to give you from least expensive, all the way down to most expensive for the card that you want. You want to look right here where it says quantity for sale. This over here really doesn't matter, but this guy's got 8 of them. His name, this is his bot. This is what he trades under. This is his mtgo name. So we want to buy one from him. He's got 8. He's got plenty. Let's go check him out. We're going to highlight his name, Control C. We are going to go back to mtgo. We're going to go to Buddies, click on Buddies. We're going to go to Add Buddy because I've never traded with this guy before. Control V. We're going to add him as a buddy. Remember his name. There he is right here. K. Jesser, Carl, whatever. I'm going to right click on his name. I'm going to go to Trade and just wait a sec. And then the trading bot will come up. It'll say, hello, hey, how are you, so on and so forth. One thing that you need to watch out for is right here, it says your credit. Right now our credit is 0 because we've never traded with this person before. Magic Online, it trades per ticket. So, most commons are like 0.003 tickets, which means it's like 0.3 cents or something like that. So it's really, really, really cheap. It's about, I'd say probably 3 to 1. So one ticket is worth about $3 online as far as like your hard copy cards. But just be wary of this. And when we go to trade, like I'm going to go ahead and move this over. Well, I'm going to minimize it first. Okay, just like that. Take it down here so it's out of the way. Pull down to the bottom so I can see the interaction. And I'm going to go ahead and just type in what I'm looking for. Fog. I'm going to search for it. Make sure that you have all cards online here, any rarity and all versions, because you want to see everything. So I'm going to go ahead and search for the card that I need. It looks like a lot of cards have the word fog in it. Let's go ahead and just capitalize this and search. And hopefully that'll bring up, well, it'll still bring up the same thing. Alright, so we'll go to just like M11. All these tabs are tabs of different sets, and the word fog is either in the text or it's the actual card itself. Usually the card itself just comes up. So if we were to go to, let's just go to standard, and now it's all the cards that are in the standard bracket. Like here's your M12, which is probably the one that I want to buy. So I'm going to go ahead, double click on this. If you look down here, I'm going to move this up. 2 things just happened. Basically, he says total is 0.008 tickets, so he's going to take one of my tickets and he's going to save me like 99.2 as far as like credit that I can spend with him later, which is great because commons, uncommons, if you're building sets and finding other cards, you can always come back to this guy and trade with him again, and he just keeps a little running tally of what you've spent. So it's no problem to get back down to 0 if you need to. Alright, so basically he told me what he's going to take. He's going to take one of my tickets for this. It says type done. So you type done right here in this little window. You press send. Once you do that, it tells the bot that you've got what you get, which is the fog. He's going to, what I'm going to give is one ticket. And basically it says please confirm. You go up here, you confirm the trade, and then it's going to ask you again to confirm the trade. It's like a backup, so you got one fog and you're giving one tick, and you say confirm trade. So once you do that, you get new cards. It shows you that you bought one fog. I'm going to go OK and click off of this guy right here, and now I have 4 fogs in total. So if I want to add one, let's say I want to put one of these in my sideboard, and another one in my sideboard, so I'll have 4 total. I got 2 in my deck, 2 in my sideboard, and I want to get rid of, let's say I want to get rid of Doomblade because it's non-black creatures and I'd rather have Go for the Throat just by itself. So I can just double click and it puts it back in the library, and then double click and it puts it back in the library. 4 here, 0 here. I got 60 cards here, 15 cards here. I'm ready to play the game. I just built my deck by going through, and it was really easy to go and find the cards that I needed using mtgo library. which is right here, to get the cheapest price online. Another thing I want to show you guys real quick, and this is really great as far as, if you are thinking of a card that you're like, well, I'm building a proliferation deck, and I don't know all the cards out there that have proliferating ability. You need to go to I'll just take you from the beginning. Go to www.starcitygames.com. These guys are out of Roanoke, Virginia. They're like some of the guys who kind of started a lot of the tournaments and are just huge in the world of Magic. They go all over the world, and they have everything. So if you're looking for hard copy cards, they have anything you'd want. But just for practical purposes, just for building decks and just coming up with a good strategy about how to build a deck that's going to be good and that's going to have a lot of synergy and that the cards are going to work really well together. Of course, you got to do your homework. But let's say I want to do a poison proliferation deck. I know a lot of people hate that that mechanism, but c'est la vie. Anyway, and I'm building a standard deck. So what I'm going to do is I'll put poison in here where it says text contains. So on the cards, if the word poison is apparent anywhere on the cards at all, it's going to show up here. So we're going to select. We're going to go down here. We got our sets. It says all sets. We don't want that. We want to do a standard deck. So we're going to select all of our standard sets. Now, you've got Scars of Mirrodin, Mirrodin Besieged, New Phyrexian, and the 2012 core set. These are the 4 sets that are considered standard for mtgo right now. Commander is kind of its own deal. Of course, you can play those cards in hard copy in any other deck. And the Innistrad rather, is an expansion set which is not recognized on Magic Online, so we're not going to worry about those. We're just going to select Scars of Mirrodin, Mirrodin Besieged, New Phyrexian, and we've got our M12 set selected right here. So after we do that, we're going to go down. We're making a specific color, a dual color deck, and we're going to select black and we're going to select green because those are the only colors that we want to see. And lands and artifacts will automatically pop up when we do this. We are going to go down here. I want to show you guys this real quick. Where is it? It's right here. All right, rarity. This is important. If you just want to look at the mythic rares, you can click mythic rares. If you just want to look at the rares, you can click rares. You can click both. It's whatever you want, but for all intensive purposes, we want to look at everything, so we're going to click on all and just leave that as it is. You come down to the very bottom. You go to show results. And what it does is it's going to scour this whole site, which is updated like all the time, and it's going to give you every card that is standard that has the word poison anywhere on it. So you can look through all these cards and just read them, do your homework, and develop your strategy as far as what cards are going to work with what. It's really going to help you be able to build great decks. All right, so that's how you use Star City Games. Remember, mtgo Library is where we find our online cards for little to nothing. We're going to go back to Magic Online. All of our stuff is still up here, and basically, once we build our deck, we got our cards right, we're ready to play. We go up to Save As. I've saved this like a bunch already, but I'm going to go, blue-green, prolif. Let's make this, number 11. And I'm going to go to Save and save it. And then I'm going to go to Load. And I'm going to load the, prolif 11, which is the newest one. All right, now once I've loaded it, it's in the back web. It's on deck, ready to game, ready to play. So we're going to go over to menu, which is kind of our main menu here. We're going to go to, I'll teach you guys about all this stuff a bit later, but if you just want to get to the game, you go to play, casual play. Casual decks right now, it's the most popular. We got 640 people in there. Tournament practice is where all the hard A's hang out. Like these kids, they'll smack you in the mouth and call you Sally. And if you're a Chica, they're just going to pull your top down and expose you because they're all pretty good in there. So I'd stay out of there for now if you're just getting